must be our goal and our guide. And we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the press, fellow Kenyans. This afternoon, I have a short briefing as we seek to update Kenyans on the current status of coronavirus pandemic in the country. First and foremost, on behalf of the government, the Ministry of Health, and myself personally, I would like to send condolences to the family and friends of the late Captain Daudi Kimoyo Kibati of Kenya Airways, who is being buried this afternoon in his rural home in Kitui. As you know by now, Captain Kibati was the pilot who flew the last Kenya Airways flight from New York to Nairobi on Wednesday, the 26th of March, before the government's ban on international flights took effect, as one of the key measures aimed at containing the spread of the disease. Captain Kibati, together with his colleagues in Kenya Airways flight, took a major risk to go and evacuate Kenyans from America, one of the high-risk countries. In fact, it is currently the leading number of coronavirus diseases at 277, over 277,000 reported so far. Captain Kibati managed to evacuate many Kenyans and non-Kenyans from the United States back into our country, but only for him to succumb to the same disease. In other words, he made the ultimate sacrifice. May his soul rest in peace. Kenyans owe him a great deal. On a more positive note, as we informed you yesterday, we are now able and capable to locally manufacture personal protective equipment, PPEs, and therefore to assure all health workers that they are now secure going forward. I would also like to say that our laboratories in Kemri are also involved in serious research to find some of the, to replace some of the imports that we are making outside the country of various items required for testing. They are involved in very heavy work as we speak, and we hope soon we can come up with good news about our ability and self-sustainability in our testing operations. I also wish to inform you that the ministry has operationalized Kenyatta University Teaching Hospital. We have been talking about preparing it, but now I can confirm we have operationalized it, and we have already over 20 patients or 20 people who we have isolated for the coronavirus disease in Kenyatta University Teaching Hospital. We have also started moving persons who have been in designated facilities, depending on their status, to prevent them from infections. To avoid congestion in our healthcare facilities, the ministry has also made arrangements for home-based care where we believe, and our healthcare system believes that that is possible. We are also urging, and we said this the other day, that any person visiting a supermarket or any other open-air market to begin wearing protective masks immediately, so that we can begin to prevent transmissions in those areas. At this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Kenyans, I wish to make a special appeal. Today, I wish to make a special appeal and address a special group of people who are the youth of our nation. The youth are the biggest component of our society. The youth are also the people who are largely mobile. The youth are also the people who have got the energy. And I wish to appeal for the unleashing of this energy in fighting the disease. First and foremost, if you look at the statistics, global statistics, it shows two very glaring statistics. One is that the youth are the ones who are contacting the disease, but two, the youth are safer than the older people, and therefore the carriers who then take it to the older people who get it, and then the older people die in larger and larger numbers. Therefore, I want to appeal to the Kenyan youth as follows. First, I wish to appeal to them to become part of the solution to the problem that we are experiencing by taking certain measures. As I said, we do not wish to have people traveling up country. If you travel up country without knowing whether you are positive or negative, it means therefore there is a possibility that you are traveling up country to go and kill your parents or to go and kill your grandparents. The youth in this country have always been able to organize themselves. They have organized themselves in matatus structures. Indeed, they saved the matatu industry by organizing themselves into groups, into circles, and so on. The youth are the ones who brought some element of sanity in borders by organizing themselves again into groups with chairmen and committees. They use the border structure to create welfare for young families. The youth have organized themselves in tuk-tuks, organizations, and managed to run that very well. The youth are the ones who organize themselves into football, netball, and other sporting activities in densely populated areas. The youth are the ones who are running markets. Young people are the ones who run markets. They're the ones who sell vegetables and bring them to the market ladies. So, in other words, I am saying that if we organize ourselves in a similar format, if the youth take the responsibility of organizing themselves in similar format in the fight against coronavirus, they can reach a new impetus. We can create the difference between the way we are handling our things in Kenya and the way it is being handled elsewhere, by ensuring that the youth are the center of our fight against this disease. Now, we are not saying it is going to be easy. We are not even saying that there will be no challenges. And nobody claims that it is not going to be rough going forward. But I would like to imagine that, as the old adage says, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And I would like to imagine, and I am positive, that our youth are a tough people, and we can overcome this. But this is not a journey that old people can walk alone. This is a journey that requires the energy of youth. It is the responsibility of our youth, therefore, to secure this nation. God, in his wisdom or otherwise, God in his wisdom has decided that the youth are the ones, our youth are the ones who have come into grapple with this new responsibility of a disease unknown to man. There was a generation that fought for independence. There was a generation that has been fighting for economics, but the youth of today have been caught with the responsibility of fighting against this disease. As others have done in the past, I appeal to you to really take the responsibility as seriously as the generations that were there with our forefathers. Because if we do not do this, it is also the youth that will suffer the most. It is you, my sons and daughters. It is you, my younger brothers and sisters, who will face your children with no job and a collapsed economy. It is you who will face us, your parents, as you watch us get sickly, and there is nothing you will be able to do. And worse, it is you who will bury us, not in small numbers, but in very large numbers. Is that something that you would like to do? If it is not what you want to do, then the road ahead, the path ahead is clear. We have got to observe and be part of the solution to the problem. The football teams can now convert themselves into cleanup groups that clean up our streets, our mitaa. The market youth leaders can inspect and working with our security forces ensure that social distancing is being observed in markets, in supermarkets. It is our youth who can be able to patrol with our police and assisting the police to ensure that distances are being kept even as we walk, even as we get into matatus. And it is our youth who can assist even those from universities who are at home. It is those who can join our medical forces and assist as volunteers to take care of those who eventually fall unwell. And so I appeal to them.
Hello.
A very good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Africa Showdown, and of course the show gets to talk about, look at the issues of what is affecting Africa, and thank you so much. Especially a very thank you for those of our viewers who tuned in last night. Dr. Matsanga had a very wonderful show there, and the rest of you who called to make that show a success. So right now, I'll just cross over to our political command center. Dr. Matsanga, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Miriam. Good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Thank you very much. This is Punchline Africa Political Command Center. And right now, miles away from Miriam in the headquarters of Punchline Africa Television in Nairobi. Good afternoon, Miriam.
A very good afternoon to you.
I'm sorry, the telephone calls. People have already started calling, so I have a problem here. But here I am. I'm ready now to go. That's why I'm controlling from the satellite system to you. And thank you very much wherever you are in Africa. Thank you very much for observing, watching us throughout, watching the entire continent act as it works motto. Yesterday it was motto. Today it will be worse. Tomorrow it will be better. And don't give up, because this is a holy week. This is the Palm Sunday, and we are watching COVID-19. Palm Sunday, always a great week for people in Africa and the rest of the world who are Christians to observe this is the first Easter Holy Week that we shall observe it with the problem of COVID-19. But that does not make us lose hope, because hope is the only way that people, Christians, in those world when Jesus was under persecution, all the way from the sea of the port of Capernaum, the Sea of Galilee, Jesus preached, Jesus resurrected people, Jesus had temptations, Jesus gave parables, the parables that people did not see. Today, for the first 10 minutes, I want to turn into with a preacher. I want to turn into a person who has known what it means by divinity. While I was reading my Bible a few days ago, actually on Saturday evening or Friday evening at night at 4 a.m., you know I start my work at 4 a.m. to write my posts on various blogs that I have. The Legacy Trend, Matsanga Leaks, Talking from the Fence, the Pan-African Forum, the Punchline Television, Radio Punchline Africa, and so many other international blogs that I write in. I saw something that I had to share with you. If you look at Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 32, read the whole verse from 31 up to verse 35. And you look in your Google map and use the Bible. This is the Bible. Look at your Google map and look for a city, a state called Tipoth, or Topeth or Tipoth, or whatever you call it in whichever language you are, wherever you are in the world. This Bible of mine you see is very old, Miriam, but I've used it for 42 years. You rather steal my car, but don't steal my Bible. My father gave me this Bible. He's gone, I'm still here, preaching the same. Jeremiah, Miriam is a very good English reader. I believe you have Googled it. Miriam, can you read it for us? From verse 31 to verse 35.
Jeremiah chapter
7, verse 31 to verse 35. And then I would like my teams to look for the island of Topos in the Mediterranean Sea, the Italian island of Topos. Today, you'll see how vision comes. I was reading this and I compared the island of Topos, the Italian island of Topos, the type of near Milan. We had a student yesterday from Florence. Have you got it, Miriam?
Yes, chapter 7, verse 31 to 35.
Yes, read it.
I'm reading from the New International Version, so it could sound a bit different, but it's the same thing.
It is the same, don't worry.
It is the same. So 31
if you
says...
bring the same message, Miriam,
yes.
Don't worry about it.
All right, so it says from verse 31, it says, they have built the high places of Topeth in the valley of Ben Hinnom to burn their sons and daughters in the fire, something I did not command, nor did I enter my mind. So beware, the days are coming, declares the Lord, when people will no longer call it Topeth or the valley of Ben Hinnom, but the valley of slaughter, for they will bury the dead in Topeth until there is no more room. Then the carcasses of these people will become food for the birds and the wild animals, and there will be no one to frighten them away. I will bring an end to the sounds of joy and gladness, and to the voices of bride and bridegroom in the towns of Judah and the streets of Jerusalem, for the land will become isolate.
There you are. I have sent my team, production team. Look at that production team. Bring that map. Just pin in the capital city called Topeth. Bring it in. Stephen, production team in Nairobi. Bring that capital, that city, one of the cities, one of the islands of Italy in Mediterranean Sea. I wanted my viewers to correlate, to see what the Bible said 600 years ago, when it was written in Jeremiah chapter 7, verse, there you are. And then they go on building the high place, which is the valley of the son of Hinnom, to burn their sons and their daughters in the fire, which I did not command. There you are. There you are. I have also, Stephen, sent you the map of Topeth of Italy. You can tell me, you can make conclusions, viewers, that what I'm talking about today, I became a preacher and I told you I'll become a preacher today. These things 600 years ago, there was a prophecy that it will come to pass. If you look at the most of the towns in north of Africa, the countries in north of Africa, Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, Egypt, Libya, because there is war, so people are not together. There's nothing coming in Libya. And there's also war in Sahawari, the territory occupied by Morocco. You can see there is not toll. There is a single of coronavirus. Viewers, it is therefore very important for you to know that 600 years ago, the prophecy was there. The prophecy that there will bury people in carcasses will be eaten by wild beasts until the graves and the land is full of carcasses. It is there. Look at the Bible. All Christians, wherever you are, this is the day that you must look back and review our actions, that we can bury, we can corruptly build empires, but God can bring us together irrespective of who you are. Look at that map. That is Italy, Rome, and Italy. Topeth is the last end in the Mediterranean Sea near Tunisia. Can you see why? Can you see why Topeth is in this Bible? And that is exactly where Paul and the other disciples, Paul and the people prayed. Does it also occur to you that the Roman Empire ruled around that area? That the Roman Empire, Pontius Pilate, who was the man who washed his hands and found Jesus without any crime, and said, I don't find any crime on this man, but if the Roman law says ye, let him go, but bring me the water. Does it occur to you, any Christian seated home watching this video of mine today, that today we are looking for one salvation? Water, water, water. Bring us water. Let's wash our hands. Let's wash our hands and move on with a new dispensation. When the government says wash your hands with soap. Pontius Pilate washed his hands and sentenced Jesus. Today we are in the same Italian Roman Empire. The ruins of the Roman Empire in Rome can be seen. There are places where you feel where the Roman Empire used to have power. And it is in Italy. Topaz is in Italy. Viewers, I leave you with those verses on a Palm Sunday like this one. Since we can't pray together, I am a Christian who goes to churches of Anglican faith only. I have never gone to any church that plays guitar, that plays music, whose pastors dance. I only go to a church of Olasapiti, Archbishop Olasapiti, All Saints Church in Nairobi. When in London, my church, I am the deputy warden. Number 2 warden at St. Lady Church, Anglican Church in Addington Village. I therefore am slowly, at my age, had I got some time, I would go back to study theology and start preaching. Although I have been recommended by Miriam that I could preach. So as a warden of a church in the United Kingdom of over 70,000 to 100 Christians who come, who cannot today congregate, my message to my church, I tagged my provost of the Church of St. Lady Mary in Addington Village to watch my delivery of this sermon. My sermon today is of hope. Let's wash our hands. Let's wash our hands with soap. Just as Pontius Pilate on Thursday night will wash his hands and sentence Jesus Christ. Remember, it is about tomorrow or Wednesday that Jesus Christ will say, oh Father, if it is too much, take it away. If it is your will, that is again St. Luke chapter 22, verse 41 to 45. Get a look and a read, and I see what it is. Can this, Father, can you take this away from us? I want to take this opportunity, therefore, to thank the Christians who have listened to this, especially my Christians in the church in the United Kingdom, where I am a deputy warden of the parish. Please, I pray with you. I know the elder who always come to me at the end of the service as a black man standing out there greeting people. I pray with you. All of you, I know you by names. I still have checked, I've sent out my family, my wife to look for you, to call you to find out how you are. That's how Christian I am, how deep I am involved in the church of the Anglican faith in the world. I want to thank my provost. You are watching and listening. I want to thank you so much. Thank you very much. Miriam, we seem to have the first caller, and I don't know, he has disappeared. But thank you very much. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Good morning, caller. You are calling from 393, which is this country, please.
Good morning, Dr. David. My name is Vincent. I just want to say thank you very much for the work you have been doing.
Thank you.
Been doing a great job.
You are
I have been following you up since.
You are
I am in Italy at the moment.
You are in Italy.
Yes, I am in Italy at the moment.
Okay. Are you, Miriam, are you hearing me direct in the studio?
Yes, it's very clear.
Okay, Mr. Vincent from Italy, tell us more of the situation in Italy as it stands now.
As it stands now, everywhere is still closed. Everywhere is still shut down. And I think yesterday, as of yesterday, the deaths are decreasing. And it's going to be shut down till after Easter, 13th of April. And everything will be up and running again. But I don't think it should be, it will be all, I don't think everywhere will be open at once. Yeah, we are going through it, and I hope we get out from it soon. So we are happy it's decreasing. We have lots of people that have been treated, and about 13,000 was sent home yesterday. And yeah, we are getting there. Things are moving well over here now. But I will still tell you, I don't live in Italy. I came to visit my family, and I was stuck up. I can't go back. I live in Nottingham, UK. So I'm waiting until everything is over, and I'll go back to UK where I live. So what I just called you to say thank you very much. You and Miriam have been doing a great job for Africa. I'm from Biafra.
Thank you very much.
All help Biafra.
Thank you very much. I will always defend Biafra. And let those watching, especially Buhari, to see this general also from East Africa defending the poor Biafrans who are being killed. I will never give up. And I will never give up until I go down. I will never give up. I'm with you in Biafra. I will always stand by you. I always defend the people of Nigeria who are dying because of the war, which has not been stopped. I always defend the people whose figures in Nigeria, nobody is giving us the correct figures. In Lagos, the pictures that people are sending me, I cannot display them here. It is a very pathetic situation in the southeast of Nigeria. But we are with you. We pray for you that you will be all right and your family will be all right, and you will return to Nottingham in the United Kingdom very soon.
Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you, and thank you for the good work again. Please continue. God will bless you. And then if you want to go through philosophy, as you said, you can go because you are a good man. You can be a nice pastor.
Okay. Thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you very much. God bless you. But behind all this, there must be a laughter to keep off. And Jesus, before you go, listen, Jesus told the disciples in Luke chapter 22, Luke chapter 22, he said, I have been away for a short time and you are all asleep. So all of us in Africa, if we sleep, we might wake up when the world is gone. That's why most of us here are speaking for the world. If we all sleep, Jesus said, if it is too much, Father, take it away from me. But if it is your will, let it be done. I will make it. I think with your blessings from Nottingham, my people, my parish members are watching me. My vicar and the provost are watching me. They say they have taught a very right guy. Thank you very much. I've sent my wife in London to go and call them, all the elderly people who used to come to greet me outside Lady Mary Church in New Addington Village in Croydon. I want you to heal. I want you to come back. I will be with you. I am here, but I will be with you at that time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. My regards to you and my regards to Miriam. Thank you very much. I'll see you soon.
Thank you very much. God bless. God bless you. Miriam, there you are.
Very heartwarming message there from one of our very ardent viewers there, and we receive your greetings. And of course, yes, I've been pushing Doctor to start this preaching thing, so I'm happy that I'm not the only person. So now we are many of us, he could be sharing this word every day, and who knows, it's good. And right now we need all the positivity we can possibly have, in the world. And, for us Christians, for those who have the Christian faith or any other faith, this is the time the faith means very much more to us than any time, because that is the place we run to, and when we're looking for a comfort and also for hope. So Doctor, that was very interesting there, and thank you so much for sharing that uplifting message there from the Bible.
Thank you very much, viewers. That is my Sunday, the Palm Sunday. May God hold the people of Uganda, the people of Kenya, the UPDF, the KDF. This message goes to KDF and the UPDF who are pacifying Somalia. Don't give up. You have two enemies, but you will fight them. Use this radio and television. There is music on radio, Punchline Africa, playing throughout. Lingala music, jazz, rumba, from every part of Africa. In Uganda, in Kenya, please enjoy that music while you are on duty. Keeping one eye open, the other one takes sleep. But you have two enemies, COVID-19, my fellow soldiers down in Kismayo, my fellow soldiers up in Mogadishu, those who are keeping Somalia strong, continue with that good work, KDF and UPDF. Those are my greetings from the son of soil. Thank you very much. Over to you, Miriam, in Nairobi.
All right, so I guess we look at shortly the news-making headlines on the two leading newspapers. You told me you have the third one, newspapers, the Sunday Standard, before we get to our topic of the day. And perhaps at the later tail of our show, we look at some other news-making headlines across Africa. And then we shall look at also the latest figures. Or do we start with the figures? So we go through the headlines first, Doctor, and then we can look at the latest statistics.
The Kenyan headlines.
All right.
Or the Kenyan headlines first, newspapers. I have Africa to have 450 COVID-19 cases in May. This is a very alarming newspaper. It is here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the East African, yes.
Yes. It is here.
Mm-hmm.
Alarming. It's an alarming paper. How they have come to this conclusion, we don't know. But some of these editors seem to be also editors who pick hearsays. I don't think they have done a real research into the figures. So as much as we want to exaggerate, it looks like Africa has gone slowly under the tightness, the tightening up of all the corners. We might not have that figure. We pray that we shall be below that and get away from it. Thank you. That is the East African newspaper produced by the Nation Media Group. There you are, the headline, if you don't have the copy in the studio. The second headline, a newspaper, is the Sunday Nation. The Sunday Nation has this headline, tracking the virus rebels. Track them down even harder. You notice that the people who have just Kenya has done a very good. I was speaking this morning. I told people Kenya has so far brought out the best that we need. What Kenya has done is to pick people slowly by slowly, and getting those in the quarantine to be tested fully before anybody gets out of the compound. What do you think, Miriam? Continue talking.
Yes, indeed, and very interesting there, Doctor. Yes, and according to this headline, they are tracking the virus rebels, and the mobile phone is at the center of government surveillance efforts to track down suspected coronavirus patients and their contacts in the fight against the deadly virus. Kenyans are poised to lose more of their privacy. But this is how China got to really track a lot of people who had or had contracted this illness. So that is how China, even today, is able to get hold of people who are suspected to be having this, and then they're taken for a test. If you're found, you go into quarantine, and then if you're not, but this is how China managed. So we cannot, we are coming to an age where, technology will take over a lot of these things and will lessen the work of the government in terms of when they're seeking for certain information. So this will not be a new thing here in Kenya. And I see here the Sunday Nation is trying to raise this concern in matters privacy, but that is how.
We have a caller, Miriam. Good morning, caller. Where are you calling from?
All right. Good morning to you all. Thank you for giving my call. First of all, for listening to your host. Thank you all for great work you're doing out there tonight.
Speak, because, hello? Speak slowly. And,
can you hear me?
yes, we hear you now, but go slowly.
Oh, okay. Thanks so much. First of all, my name is Nfonga, and I come over in Europe. I want to first of all thank you so much for the great work you're doing so far to enlighten our people in particular.
Thank you.
Especially in these tough moments. Yes, mostly you're doing quite great work. And just one more thing. There is one thing that I would love to bring to your attention. Because I realized within times of we are quoted from the Bible, which a book that is quite new or more recent than the book where the Bible was copied from. In this case, I'm referring to the book, the Egyptian Book of the Dead.
Yeah.
I think I let you comment about that. That's a book that was written about 5,000 or 6,000 years before the Bible was written by our ancestors. Now, if you were to have a copy of that book, you'll see that everything was copied from that book into the Bible. So if we actually want to get out of this problem that we live in.
Yes. This is the Bible.
Hello?
I hear you. We hear you,
Hello?
sir. We are hearing you, yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought you went off. Yeah. So I was saying, we were to quote from the original, rather from our pencils book. I think it will be a good start for South Africans.
Okay.
I'm not in any way discrediting you anyway, because I know you're doing quite a good job trying to help everyone out there. And I must say, there's no one like you. So thank you for what you're doing. And if you have a moment, please, I refer you to this book, the Egyptian Book of the Dead.
Okay. Mr. Gitonga, before you go, this book of mine, it is 42 years old. This one.
How many years old?
42.
The Egyptian Book of the Dead?
Yes. It's 32, one of the original Bibles. One of the original. It is one of the original Bibles that I have had for 42 years. So I have kept it. I don't know which one Miriam has read from, but mine was original from here. And it is Jeremiah. Okay. Jeremiah chapter.
Seven.
Yeah, I can read it again.
Jeremiah 7:41 to 43.
Jeremiah verse 7, chapter 7, verse 32. Yeah. You will find that the city of Topet is in Italy. Yeah. And it is here. Everything is here. And when you draw the map of, yes, it is there in Italy, and it was 600 years ago. I have sent Stephen the map of Tophet in Mediterranean Sea. That's why you can see in Mediterranean Sea most of the. Can he bring back the map on the TV for people to see? I've sent it to you, Stephen. Bring that map showing Tophet in Italy and where it was prophesied 600 years ago that there will be no space for any of burial. Bodies will be everywhere. Beasts will feast on them. That was the Lord who said.
Yes, I just sorry to interrupt you, because the reason why every prophecy in the Bible is coming to pass is because it's not the original.
Yeah, have you seen it now? Have you seen it?
The Egyptian book of the dead.
Okay.
The Egyptian book of the dead is where the Bible was coming from. That's what I'm talking about. The Egyptian book of the dead is actually not book. That's a book as they say. A lot of documents that were compiled, we still have these other European museums, all around the France, in Belgium, and this book has been around for more than 10,000 years. So when the Europeans came into Egypt, that's where they copied the Bible from. That's what I'm saying. Right? And what I'm saying, anything you come from any book, be it the book of David, the book of Solomon, the book of Jeremiah, you will find it in the Egyptian book of the dead. And the Egyptian book of the dead is more than 5,000 years older than the Bible. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, thank you. You are right. Thank you very much. Yeah. You know very well we are not preachers. We are not preachers. We just tried to show you that on Palm Sunday, we can also practice something. Thank you very much, but stay safe in Europe, wherever you are, Mr. Gitonga. Thank you for watching.
All right.
Thank you very much. That is one of our callers from Europe who is very impressed with our, but he says we should look for new international version.
That is what I read, I think.
And that's the one.
I read that earlier, the new international version. Thank you so much.
But that's okay. Thank you very much, Miriam. We push on.
Yes.
And let's push on from your end. Go with the newspaper. You were on it. Yes. I will keep quiet now.
And I'm through with the Sunday Nation, but what really caught my eye on the Sunday Standard this afternoon, the noisy politicians go mute as virus bites. Loads of deception there. The Sunday Standard says a few weeks ago they were all over the country hawking the merits and demerits of the BBI, but since coronavirus struck, the so-called Waheshimiwa has gone silent. Some are only to be found on social media sheepishly lamenting about the state of affairs, and not just the BBI. I think it's a lot of politicians who have completely gone silent and who are very active for the last couple of months. They were all over social media, all over television stations, and so as I keep saying, Kenyans right now seems to be very, very happy that politics have really subsided and we are able to watch news without any political rally, without any political anything anywhere. So I think, yes, so the Sunday Standard today is calling on these politicians who've been walking around, especially we know those who have been, very contributing around, and we've not seen that happen. So Kenyans are asking, hey, what is happening? And I think in line with the topic we have today, very interesting there. But yes, a lot of political leaders who have been very busy in the last since the last 2 years have been busy walking around the country, attending every event every Saturday, Sunday, all the week, bombarding our television stations with unnecessary news. They're nowhere to be seen. Everybody seems to have ran away and taken cover. Very interesting times there, Doctor, even as we wait there. And so the fall to retail
William,
yes,
very interesting times in Kenya indeed.
Yes.
All the politicians seem to have gone zoom kabisa. Even the Tanga group is completely gone. The Kieleke group completely gone. Everybody has gone inside to stay inside. But for us as journalists, our role is to continue to work, to give information, correct information. The versions that we are giving from Africa are correct. So, Miriam, I think they start giving that information right now on Africa, where we stand as it is this morning.
So we look at the latest figures.
Yes, the latest figures in Africa. And I start with Kenya. Kenya, 126, 4 dead, 4 recovered. Uganda, 48 cases, no recovery, no dead. Tanzania, 20 cases, 1 dead, recovered 3. South Africa, confirmed cases, 1,585, 9 dead, 95 recovered. Algeria, 1,251, 130 dead, 90 recovered. Burundi has got 3 cases, no death, no recovery. Zimbabwe, 9 cases, 1 dead, no recovery. Angola, 10 cases, 2 dead, and 2 recovered. Sudan, 10 cases, 2 dead, 2 recovered. Miriam, Egypt, confirmed 1,070, dead 71, recovered 241 cases.
And we move to Morocco, where confirmed cases is at 960. 66 people have died. Recovered is at 69. Confirmed cases today only is at 41, and 2 people who have died there in Morocco today is at 7. And in Liberia, confirmed cases is at 10. 1 person has died and 3 have recovered. We go to Chad, where confirmed cases stands at 9. Burkina Faso, confirmed cases stand at 318. 16 people have died, and 66 of them of the 318 have recovered. In Somalia, 7 cases and 1 person has recovered. The Gambia, confirmed cases is at 4. 1 person has died and 2 have recovered. And in Cameroon, 555. Oh, that's a shocker there for Cameroon. Yesterday, yes.
Shot up in Cameroon, 555.
Yes, and
9 dead, recovered 17.
Yes. And in Senegal, confirmed cases is at 219. 2 people have died and 72 have recovered. Ivory Coast, confirmed cases is at 190. 1 person dead, 9 have recovered. And Ghana, confirmed cases 214. 5 dead, 31 recovered, and 9 have been confirmed today.
Mauritius, 196 confirmed cases, dead 7, recovered 7. Nigeria, 214, 4 dead, 25 recovered. Although the figures in Nigeria are not factual, because some of the states in the southeastern parts and the northeastern parts of where Boko Haram is operating are not known as to yet, and the government is not giving straightforward figures. Democratic Republic of Congo, 154, 18 dead, 3 recovered. Congo Brazzaville, 22 confirmed cases, dead 2, recovered 2. Rwanda, 102. My God, the cases in Rwanda have moved up because the screening comes after the people who arrived in the country have been quarantined, and they have told them whom they met, and those people also have been brought. So Rwanda has taken a vigorous, thank you very much, like Kenya. Rwanda's method is similar to that of Kenya, that they intercepted anyone who came from outside, and they are still dealing with that case. 102 cases, no dead, no recovery. Madagascar, 170, no dead, no recovery. Zambia, 39, 1 dead, 2 recovered. And Togo, 41, dead 3, recovered 17. Mali, 41, dead 3, recovered 1. Niger, 144, it has shot up, dead 8, no recovery. Ethiopia, 43 cases, recovered 4. Let me go ahead and finish. It looks like in Tunisia, 553, dead 18, recovered 5. Djibouti, 50 cases, recovered 8, nobody dead. Guinea Conakry, 111 cases, recovered 5, nobody died. Equatorial Guinea, 16 cases, recovered 1, no death yet. Gabon, 21 cases, 1 dead, 1 recovered. Libya, 10 cases, no recovery, no death. Mozambique, 10 cases, recovery 1, no death. Seychelles, 10 cases, 0 recovery, 0 death. Sierra Leone, 4 cases, 0 recovery, 0 death. Benin, confirmed cases, 16, recovered 1, 0 deaths. Eritrea, 29 cases, recovered 1, 0 death. Miriam, Africa stats.
Yes, African stats as it stands right now. And just before the African stats, I think the last country there we have is Angola with confirmed cases 10. 2 people have died and 2 have recovered. So these are the latest figures as we prepared them about just slightly over an hour ago before we came here. And these figures perhaps by now have changed. But what we had an hour ago, confirmed cases in Africa stood at 8,592. And the death toll in Africa was at 383. Recoveries were at 809, and infected countries right now is 50. Virus-free country, 4 of them, which is Comoros, Lesotho, South Sudan, Sao Tome and Principe, as well as the disputed state of Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic there. And so the global statistics right now, or rather an hour, slightly over an hour ago.
Before you go the global, I want to emphasize 50 countries in Africa have reported COVID-19 cases. 4 countries plus Sahrawi Republic, my Republic Sahrawi, my freedom fighters of Sahrawi have not reported any case. But 4 countries in Africa, Comoros, Lesotho, South Sudan, our neighbor, South Sudan, despite the difficulties that God has put them through, no case has arrived there yet. Sao Tome, Principe, and Principe. Some people don't know where this country is. This country, Sao Tome, Principe, is an African country, somewhere in Atlantic Ocean. Isn't it so? You better look for it and know its president. After coronavirus, we shall be bringing current affairs to teach Africans what to do and not to do, whom to know and how to know them. Thank you very much. Continue, Media.
All right, so now we look at the global statistics and the total confirmed cases for about, that was an hour ago, it was at 1,213,199 cases, and confirmed cases only today is at 11,749. The death toll globally is at 65,600, representing 5.41% there, and the people who have been recorded who have died today only only is at 912, and recovered so far worldwide is at 253,595, representing a total of 20.9% of the total confirmed cases. So we've seen the death toll going up, and even the number of percentage then the number of people who have passed on. So indeed it is a sad time across the globe when you see all of these cascades. And I was watching another documentary from Britain just a few minutes ago, an hour or so ago, and the undertaker, they are already digging graves, and he was really saddened. They're saying they're digging graves for people who are still alive, but they have to dig the graves and prepare. So that is the sad reality that we have to deal with this present time across the globe. So God help us.
Breaking news, Miriam, that have just come in. South Sudan has received one COVID case this morning. So 3 countries in Africa remain. South Sudan, I didn't know people have watched from Juba. The minister, friend of mine in Juba, has sent just right now that South Sudan has received. Oh yes, Dr. Ambassador Jaja in Khartoum says South Sudan has just received one case this morning, and they have announced it as it is. You've seen it there? South Sudan has confirmed COVID in a letter that has just sent to me now. From there, the high-level task force on COVID has said confirmed one case. I can send it for people, for the production team to put it on the TV for people to see. I want to thank you so much. That is so far where we can go to the top of the hour. The other cases, we shall do them in the evening. But so far, India has 2 billion population, but 99 people only died because they are strict with the squares. Their squares are very serious. If you don't observe their squares, they cane you. The Indian police will cane you. UK has got 4,000 deaths. Miriam, you are talking of a documentary you saw in the United Kingdom. I am now not even talking until the whole thing is over, because my family is in the United Kingdom. As you are aware, I am separated. I am this way and they are that side. So my heart is not, is halfway, but the beating rate is, any telephone coming from there, I am insisting from the whole night. I was talking to all of them by phone, by video. I want to see everybody, all my children, to see, to make sure that all of them and the grandchildren are safe. So it is United Kingdom, the figures is worrying, and I don't know, it's worrying. And the rate of recovery in the UK seems to be very low. In a developed country with a very good NHS system. What went wrong? What happened? Let's see it right now. This is coming. It is now hot. The topic that we have been waiting for is here. If you want to take a break and then relax, get a cup of coffee and listen to this story. Where is George Soros? Where are the NGOs in Africa who pick the money to come and educate us? Where have they gone? Where are they? Where is Gladwell Otieno? Where are the rest of these guys who have been picking money from Europe that they are training people in hygiene? Why are they not helping Mr. Mutahi Kagwe? Where is Mr. George Soros? Why is George Soros only paying money to change governments in politics? but he's not giving us money to buy medicine and the ventilators. I told you that one day when I'm still alive, I will ask this question. Now I'm here. Miriam, interrogate me on anything you want, because I know what has happened. I have gone and looked at George Soros' companies, registration certificates all over the whole world, including Kenya. If you didn't know, George Soros has a company, 2 companies in Kenya. They work under a pseudonym, but we shall blow it up now, so that you know where the danger is coming. Let's die when we know who has killed us and who are these people who are killing Africans. George Soros funds groups to come and overthrow governments in Africa, but he's not funding groups to heal Africans. Why is George Soros with all this money? Why doesn't he come up with huge money to give to every African country for them to buy ventilators? He's gone, he's disappeared. His messengers and the messiahs here have also gone underground. I have seen one messiah only called Makau Mutua, who is harassing Mr. Dennis Utumbi on the newspaper today. Makau Mutua cannot touch me because I will touch him. Makau Mutua's English is matched by my English. Because he writes English, I write English. I don't know how Utumbi is going to react with which English, but Makau Mutua wrote about me, caused me trouble, caused me agony, caused me stress, because I was defending Uhuru Kenyatta and Ruto in the ICC. Makau Mutua, an NGO of George Soros, a mouthpiece of George Soros, should not threaten people here again. Should not. And Makau Mutua, take notes. I am going to begin. Don't threaten the younger man there. Oh, come for the real men in McCoy. Come for the McCoy. We shall do you the way we do other gangsters worldwide. The way we destroy gangsters. You are a gangster. You have ganged. You have got a hotel out of George Soros' money and the plight of the people of Kenya. Stop harassing people. The newspaper that gives you this leeway to write about the ICC, you did a very bad job. You wanted Uhuru Kenyatta to be detained, killed. You wanted Ruto to be killed. You are a very bad man, Mr. Makau Mutua. If Kenyans don't want to tell you, I'm telling you, what will you do? Write about me. I'll expose you up to your wife's bedroom. I've told you now. Don't threaten that young man. We stood there by ICC. We did our level best. We checked your stupidity of training investigators, faking evidence. Mr. Makau Mutua, you faked evidence against the people of Kenya. You told investigators to come and pick Matanga. You wrote your piece in the paper that they came from. Why haven't you written that history? That the piece is there, I can show it to you now. They came and arrested me. You connived with Saitoti to arrest me. Why can you speak now, Mr. Said? You, Makau Mutua, don't threaten people. We have kept quiet and we have healed. Don't threaten that young man by writing this big stupid English. What English if you cannot even go through for an interview to become a Chief Justice of Kenya? English gani wewe iko nayo? Still stupid English. English ya George Soros. You are lucky you got the money from George Soros and put up a hotel in Kitui. Shut up. But for us who suffered defending Uhuru Kenyatta and Ruto and the rest, they'll come for 6. Don't try to raise that issue again. Mr. Makau Mutua, I warn you, don't raise that issue again. We are worried. We are very, very annoyed. We know what you did, but because of reconciliation, we keep quiet. And we have kept quiet. Don't harass Itumbi. You are harassing him. Itumbi can have his problems, but don't harass him on ICC when I'm still alive. Harass me because it is me who put Itumbi on the first flight to go to The Hague. He did not know how to use a seat belt. So harass me, don't harass Itumbi. Why are you going for Itumbi for? What has Itumbi done to you? He did it at that time. You might have differences, but you writing a page and the editors of newspapers bring such pages. Makau, touch the right people, we shall answer you. Leave that boy in his wrong way. There are things I don't agree with him, but on ICC, I agree with Itumbi. He suffered. You don't have a case in ICC. Matanga and Itumbi have a case. We have cases in ICC. You stupid man. Don't try it. Don't ever try it. You enjoy your George Soros money, which you collected, which you are paid and you have built a hotel. Enjoy it. But don't come for this younger man. He might have his problems with the government. I'm not the government of Kenya. But on ICC, you touch the issue of ICC, Makau. You are worst animal. You are the worst animal in Kenya's NGOs. Let me tell you. You even came on TV and told people that you actually brought people to investigate Uhuru Kenyatta. You even said you will die if Uhuru Kenyatta becomes a president. Why haven't you died? Why don't you die and now you bury yourself in that hotel? Kwenda, don't threaten Itumbi. Don't threaten Itumbi now. I took Itumbi to the ICC. This man here, he didn't know The Hague. He didn't know how to use a seatbelt on the plane. Why are you targeting him? What has he done? You want to remind us what you did against the Ocampo 6 Kenyans? One of them is the president of this country. Have we ever come to you? Have we ever told the people to hunt you down? Have you? It pains some of us who worked voluntarily to defend these people whom you wanted to take to The Hague. And so many of you who have covered yourself in this government, who are eating today, we know you. Itumbi can have his problems with the government because he's a younger man. But some of us who fought, who even sold our own cars to go and defend these people, don't bring that subject. Don't bring it. And I'm gonna pain something that will pain you now. Bring the subject back to normal. I am gonna pain it. I know where to touch you, Mr. Makau. Makau. Where? Forget this. Where? Don't do this, man. Don't harass. Don't remind us of what you did on ICC. Don't remind us what you have made so many people's lives. You and the Rainbag. And the group of Njonjo Mue, Harun Dube, Maina Kiai. Don't bring this cost back here. Kenyans have kept quiet. Some of us who were arrested and detained by ICC, who lost jobs because of you, Makau Mutua. Don't try it. That's how painful it is. Thank you. That's how painful it is. Take it message. I will send you this clip for you to hear. That's how painful it is. Your NGOs, you have disappeared. Corona is here. Miriam, over to you. Corona is here. Where are they? Corona-19 is here. Where is Gladwell Otieno? Where is John Jomue who have been used under Kegoro? There is another one called Kegoro. That man, Kegoro. Kagoro is something called Kagoro or something. These are the people who fixed people here. Then they walk around and they write the papers, the pages. Because what? An exam of becoming a chief just defeated you. Then which papers did you read? Wapi? You cannot give me a political job and you ask me political questions and I say, Matanga, never. That's how the brain is. Don't threaten that young man. Don't threaten that young man again. Let the law, if he has committed a problem, let the law take him. Watu wewe utafanya nini Makao Mutua? Wewe utafanya nini? Tunakuheshimu, lakini wacha kuandika hii maneno ya kuremind us about ICC. Some of us have suffered, man, on ICC issue. You enjoyed the money of George Soros. In fact, Makao Mutua is one of the examples of George Soros' money in Kenya. With your hotel in Kitui, enjoy and show people. Have you ever invited me to the hotel? You can't invite me because I will tell you the truth. I will not come, and if I come, by accident, my car gets a puncture. I will drive my Range Rover inside and I'll tell you off. I'm sorry, I'm going. Yes. You have not found the tough ones to answer you, Mr. Makao Mutua. Don't harass. Itumbi has his problems, but don't harass him on ICC issue. I don't like him. He's not my friend. I warned him as a younger man. He refused to listen to my advice. But on this one, Makao Mutua, you touch him on ICC issue again. Wana Jamen, apana, tutaandika very good English on you. Over to you, Miriam.
All right, there we were looking at the news making headlines here in Africa. An article there that has not gotten a doctor there very happy. So, Doctor, just on a lighter note, perhaps we look at the other NGOs and what they've been doing. We've seen, of course, the global health experts are increasingly coming to the same conclusion that the COVID-19 will circle the globe. That is not even now, I guess, anymore. It is here. And so it has now reached sub-Saharan Africa. Also, that is not news anymore. It is present. The under-resourced and unprepared national health system of many African countries will have difficulties detecting its presence and not equipped to respond. And we've seen in so many cases across some different countries in Africa. Now, we all know that the pandemic is unprecedented in scale and need also every household, community, organization, sector, nation is reeling from its impacts on health, the economy and society. Our world has fundamentally changed. If your everyday norm has not changed, ours here have changed. And of course, you've seen a lot of NGOs every time we have elections, every time there's something, they come out and they've been known so much to support, to pretend to support civil education sometimes, and very active, especially during the electioneering period. And so people have been asking, these very many organizations that are very present in many African countries, and a lot of them sometimes are being sponsored by George Soros, who have also been accused before of even sponsoring regime changes across different African countries, as he seems to be supporting, especially the oppositions, very much. So the money that he pledged to give some money back to the European countries out there to support the COVID-19, but he's not given any money to Africa. So why is it that right now that Africa needs any amount of help it can get, that Mr. George Soros is nowhere to be seen? And a lot of these NGOs who are very normally active in Africa during elections and other times, they're very quiet, or they're doing nothing, or they're just criticizing the government. What are they doing? What is is their part? Why are they even there? What is the importance to the society, or are they just there to criticize the government during what the government is not doing right, or what they think the government should be doing? And why is it that at an important time like now they cannot step up and indeed offer any kind of help, solicit any kind of funding, and bring it to the people that they usually say they are fighting for?
First of all, Miriam, it is very sad for the Kenyan people. The women, the men who have been going out in Europe and America, picking money to teach people hygiene, none of them can come to team up with the Minister of Health today to help the health ministry to educate people. Instead, do you know what they are doing? The NGOs headed by Gladwell Otieno and the others who hate Uhuru Kenyatta are going behind the scenes to mobilize people, to write government, we need regime change. You have seen on the Twitter a lot of regime change messages that NGOs are now paying the so-called Macau Mutuas, the Maina Kiais, the Njonjo Mue, the Ukweli Siju, what Ukweli, Kwamad, these organizations, all of them who get money from the white people in Europe and come down to Kenya have disappeared. They have disappeared and gone into another format. They want to create an uprising in several African countries. George Soros himself has gone back with all the factories. If you look at the story of Wuhan, George Soros has a factory in Wuhan manufacturing drugs. He's among his employees were among the Americans removed from Wuhan. On the list of companies of George Soros, you will find that factory in Wuhan, the street and the address where it is. One of the students, a Kenyan student, went to that street and sent me the picture, which I will produce later today, of the same factory owned by George Soros. Now, these NGOs collect money. They say they money for jiggers, money for underwears, money for washing hands, money for boreholes, money for wells, money for digging latrines. Did you know that, Miriam?
Yes, they collect.
That there are NGOs here collecting money for latrines to teach people how to dig latrines in Africa. And now the time has come. The Ministry of Health needs these NGOs. Madam, they have changed their colors into something very, very strange. And with that, look at you have the basis, the information. I just want to bring to you the information just right now that read this paper. Have you seen this? If you think I'm wrong, I am here.
I came across it, yes.
I sent you a copy, but don't worry. Here, Miriam, look at this paper. It is here. Viewers, this is document enough for you to understand what Jonjo Mue and Maina Kiai and Macau Mutu and Gladwell Otieno, Harun Dubi, I will never forgive those guys. One of them, Wafula Ken, is no longer here. We don't talk about the gone ones. Those are the people who brought chaos in Kenya. Now have this, look at this document. This one here, it explains to you that governments in Africa and elsewhere must be very, very, very careful. Very careful. Mr. George Soros cannot give us even $1 for penicillin. But Mr. George Soros gives us money to overthrow governments. Discuss.
20 marks.
20 marks.
That is very interesting, Doctor.
The question is this. Let me repeat it closely.
Yes.
Mr. George Soros does not give us money to buy one tablet or one penicillin, but he gives us money to overthrow governments in Africa. Discuss. 20 marks.
Regime change.
Yes.
Regime change there. And of course, it's
So
been known.
this is in essence the topic I brought. I wanted to juggle the people's minds. Where are these NGOs? Where are they? In Ghana, in Nigeria, in Burkina Faso, in Central Africa, in Sudan? Where are these NGOs? In Zimbabwe, where are the NGOs? All of them, they have run away like, Do you know they have run away like the Kenyan politicians?
You know what, Doctor? For the first time, I'm just happy those politicians have something to keep them in their homes.
John Clark says you should not be happy. You should be sad that the politicians are not here.
Is that what really John Clark said? I think Kenyans are very happy. John Clark said, "How on earth would anyone want politicians going around? We will lock down in the key answer to everybody. The nation's is on sad time, and everyone got to respect that." Yes, indeed, and with yes, indeed. But Kenyans are happy here that our politicians, our news is not flooded with politics. It was too much politicking, unnecessary politicking. So we are happy that the politics has been halted. And
Miriam, we have been joined by our correspondent from Sudan, Dr. Ambassador Jaja. Good afternoon in Khartoum.
Good afternoon, Dr. Batanga, and good afternoon, Miriam.
A very good afternoon to you, Mr. Jaja, Dr. Jaja.
Breaking news from South Sudan indicate one case. I have seen Dr. Riek Machar has just signed a document here. Is that now Sudan becomes the 51 state number 51 to have the coronavirus. Is that true?
It's true, it's confirmed, and that is why the press conference was done in the Pyramid Hotel this morning to confirm the lady from Holland, and she came to South Sudan 5 weeks ago, and she has been there for 5 weeks ago. And now she has confirmed that is COVID-19 positive.
So what are South Sudan authorities doing about it?
The United Nations now, they said they are now cooperating with the Ministry of Health and then to have the list of the people that the lady has contacted, been contacted with them, so to be tested and to be quarantined too. And I want to say something, Dr. Matanga, and there will be any single nation in Africa that will not be affected by the COVID-19. Why? Because those NGOs, they are the one now bringing this virus into nation.
The NGOs?
The NGOs themselves, because the lady, she's working with the United Nations. She's the staff of the United Nations.
Ah, yes, because if that is the case, it means the United Nations staff in South Sudan are all who have come in contact with her are also a suspect.
And that is why, because the Minister of Humanitarian was giving a briefing about the humanitarian access and one of the UN staff. from the World Food Organization in South Sudan was saying, yes, South Sudan is now zero. That was some days ago. Is zero cases now, but definitely the coronavirus will come to South Sudan. And today they confirmed that it's coming because they knew this issue was there for 5 weeks. They knew that he has that coronavirus.
Oh my God. Where is George Soros?
George Soros there as usual, and the man in his age of 89. He is a terrible guy. That's what I can confirm.
He can't give. I've left Africans with one test. Can you also take my test and write?
Let me tell you. You have said something, Dr. Masanga, about the lab that they own. What is called waxing biotechs. This is the lab they have in Wuhan. And now people have been sending signal, and he's denying. He said, I have invested, he has confirmed it. I have invested in that lab long time ago, but I am not longer the owner of that company. Waxing Pharma Biotech is located at 666. You know, the number of that location is 666. 666.
Yes.
Waxing Road, East Lake, High Tech Development Zone, Wuhan, 430075, China. This is the location of the lab.
Oh my God.
346. You can hear this one. This is the same place where the coronavirus is spread to that place. 346. This is the number of the beast in the Bible. If you read Revelation 13, we know today is a Palm Sunday where Jesus was entering to Jerusalem. And people has to understand today,
Go slowly.
this location is all, it has a number of 666.
Go slowly. Let me ask you one question. Dr. Ambassador Jaja,
Yes, Dr. Masanga.
The information you have given us, I got it. I'm happy that you have confirmed it. One of my students from Uganda who is in that place confirmed the same and said the factory exists. And because now in Wuhan, there is a travel movement. But now this trouble has come to us. This trouble has been poured in Africa. What do we do as Africans? We are not going to condemn anybody anymore. The stage of condemnation, Miriam, is gone. The stage of condemning people is gone. We are here with the disease. It is not when it will come. The other guy that you tried to defend, the Ethiopian man, and I told you, there is one thing I want you to understand about Dr. Matan. When I started the fire on this planet, you don't sit pretty. And I'm telling you, I have been recording what the man from Ethiopia called Dr. Togris, something Miriam can pronounce the man properly.
Tedros.
Dr. Tedros.
Tedros. Yes.
Tedros.
Yes, your friend. I told you your friend will not last on the job. In fact, if she lasts on the job, I'm going to take him to International Criminal Court. You know why? He told us lies. He went to China. He met these guys and they shook hands. He came and said, Africa, don't panic. Didn't you hear that statement, Ambassador?
I hear. I'm coming now to answer you.
Yes. He panicked. He told us don't panic buy. Don't panic to make arrangements. All the time from January, he has got a department that sees the disease from far. He has not come out to condemn the 2 doctors from France who want us to be tested with their medicine, who call us prostitutes. He is not condemning that because prostitutes are everywhere. They are worse in France, actually. Very beautiful ones in France. Very beautiful prostitutes in France. You know where the street, you and I have traveled in Paris. So look at that. So why do they want African people to be tested? That guy has not condemned that statement. Now we have another guy. Do you know that this guy is acting like a Kofi Annan? You remember when Rwanda was burning, Kofi Annan told the people he can't send troops, he can't authorize troops to shoot to prevent the death of the Tutsi. That's what Kofi Annan said. Now we have another African who is behaving like a Kofi Annan. What happened to you doctors in Africa? Especially you and me. Are we all right?
Yes, Dr. Masanga, let me answer you about the Director General of the World Health Organization. What I said the other time, my opinion is this: let us finish with it. We are not saying nobody should be taken to the court or to be taken to the International Criminal Court. Already, even the lawyers in Dallas, in Texas, now they have raised their case against the Chinese country, and they are going to sue them to pay $20 trillion. Any mess that is going to happen in Africa, is our lawyers ready to sue those countries too, like what America has done? I know Dr. Tedros is an African,
yes,
but that is the only is the only thing the Western do. The Western do always, like Kofi Annan, bringing him there to pass the agenda. Now the agenda of COVID-19 has been passed under the leadership of the African personnel. And now we have that Ethiopian man.
Yes.
They have not passed it with others before, but they have done it now so that to see African, because he's going to be remembered in a worse time, a worse year, the worst year, 2020, they had an African Director General for the World Health Organization. That is the time that people will talk about the more death.
I told you.
So they want to put the blame on the African who are not capable. You know, agenda of the West, even if Obama was there, Obama was not working as Obama. Obama was working as...
Please. There's something wrong here.
Yeah.
Don't talk about the name of Obama here, because I don't like him. So please,
let me say.
No, for me,
let me say. I'm not saying something.
No, I don't.
I'm not saying something.
I would like to hear his name,
okay,
because he did not. He did nothing for Africa. He instead killed Libya. He created us a problem in Libya where Africans were killed.
That is why you have not given me a chance to talk.
Go ahead then.
I was to tell you, it's the same thing with Obama, letting him accomplish the agenda. This is what they have done.
Okay. I hear you. I hear you.
Just Soros, because he's a Democrat. Okay? In his statement in Switzerland, in the World Economic Forum, he was speaking against the election of Trump. That is, in 2020, Trump will disappear because he has a very dangerous administration. So they are working very hard to push away slander and to bring Joe Biden to be the president. And he is saying the Facebook company is the one working very hard to make Trump to be re-elected again. So these are the guys who always sponsor elected and who to come and who will not come.
Okay. Thank you very much.
This is what President doing.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ambassador Dr. Jaja from Khartoum. I can see you are charged up today, more charged up than me, because some of these things internationally make you very, very annoyed. I was very, very upset yesterday with the French doctors. I want you also not to get involved in this situation of the coronavirus annoyance like Trump. Look at his face. Trump is like, oh my God, I can't believe it. The United States brought a very big problem electing this guy. Look at them. You know, the films that we see from the United States exactly is Trump. Look at his face. It's now on the wall. Yeah, we have a problem here. People look like zombies. So let's not look like zombies. Let's organize ourselves and answer these guys. I know you are very, very upset like I was yesterday when these two doctors made very bad statements. You also express your anger. The truth is.
Yes, Dr. Mastanga, because this is the time really. We have to be careful in the continent of Africa.
Otherwise, tomorrow,
this thing they are going to transport it, they are going to bring like what the case we have got now in South Sudan.
We have only 20 minutes left to finish the program, Doctor. Any updates in Sudan where you are?
Sudan is still the same. They're still focusing and they're still testing from people who have come from Egypt, and they're working very hard to maintain. And then this is the time that everybody is very conscious after hearing what is happening now, the case in South Sudan. And they have peace talk. Sudan peace talk is in Sudan there, in Juba. And this is very, very serious, and they are more concerned about it. And let us just be vigilant to encourage our people in Africa. And this is the time that we really have to rise as the ambassador at large for International Human Rights Peace Commission, and then the global advisor for ICN and the World Stability Ambassador. We really have to talk to our leaders. We have to talk to our people. The World Health Organization now is telling the leaders of Africa to prepare to fight COVID-19. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are you eating apples?
I have everything. I have sanitizing every corner of my house.
Are you eating this?
I'm eating and taking the hot water, but they say this thing will not prevent it.
No, eat the vitamins, apples, mango, and orange, and then there is more. We are here to teach people. Use a meal of that nature. Have you seen the bananas behind me?
I have seen the bananas came from the last truck from Uganda. I saw them.
Yes. Thank you very much, Doctor. Thank you very much.
And thank you now, after the coronavirus, you are going to be consecrated to be a bishop of Nairobi now because of the message you
I saw today the International Peace Organization will honor me.
We are going to honor you. We are going to honor you.
Your organization will honor my television for standing firm. You want me to become a bishop?
We have to. We have done it. We have done it for thousands of people around the world. Why not you, Dr. Matanga? It is your time.
Okay, thank you very much. But to become a bishop at least I will preach better than the provost of All Saints Church.
But when you become a bishop, don't be a bishop of prosperity. Be a bishop of the gospel. Go back to the history.
Thank you very much. That was a good interaction with Dr. Ambassador. Let me bring back to the headquarters, back to you, Miriam. I don't think we can do anything now until tomorrow.
Yes.
Just do the summary.
Yes.
And we call it a day. And here another telephone call on your side. Hand it over to you, madam, to wind up.
Okay, as a doctor attends to that, let me just take us through some news from across the continent. And we start with Malawi. And Malawi's president and all government ministers are taking 10% a wage cut for 3 months to raise money to tackle the coronavirus outbreak. President Peter Mutharika made the announcement as he set out a stimulus package to help cushion the economic impact of the disease. Malawi reported its first case of the coronavirus on Thursday, one of the last countries to do so in Africa. The country, among the world's poorest, has declared a state of emergency. And in Rwanda, 5 Rwandan soldiers have been arrested after residents of a slum in the capital, Kigali, alleged that they raped women as they enforced a nationwide lockdown to prevent the spread of the COVID-19, the army has said. And we move to Senegal, where the country has cancelled a giant celebration to mark 60th anniversary of independence from France because of the coronavirus. The West African nation has 140 active cases of the COVID-19. 66 people have recovered and 1 person has died over the last 1 month. And we move to Lesotho, and the embattled Prime Minister of Lesotho has ordered an investigation into rivals in his own All Basotho Convention, or ABC party, who he says are plotting to topple the government. Thomas Tambane, who is accused of playing a role in the murder of his estranged wife, described the MP's action as terrorism. And we move to Nigeria, where Nigeria's plan to create a 500 billion naira, which equates to 1.39 billion US dollars coronavirus fund to strengthen its healthcare infrastructure to tackle the virus, the government said on Saturday. Finance Minister Zainab Ahmed, House of Representatives Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila, and Senate President Ahmad Lawan agreed in a meeting that the Crisis Intervention Fund would pull in cash as loans from various special government accounts and get the rest from grants and loans from multilateral institutions, a statement said. And we go to Algeria, where now Algeria will extend curfews it has put in place to limit the spread of the coronavirus from today, the Prime Minister said on Saturday, as the number of the confirmed cases rose to over 1,200. And the curfew will last from 3 p.m. until 7 a.m. in the capital Algiers, 8 other provinces, and from 7 p.m. until 7 a.m. in the most of others. The 2 southmost provinces, which are almost entirely desert, have no confirmed cases and will not be under curfew. And then in the DRC, scenes of traffic jams are expected to become rare in downtown Kinshasa starting Monday the 6th, that is tomorrow. The capital of the Democratic Republic of Congo will be quarantined for 2 weeks because of the coronavirus, the city's governor announced on Thursday. This measure mainly concerns the residential commune of La Gombe, where the seat of government and several embassies are located. So they're saying you are going to take your corona elsewhere, not near the government offices and near the embassies. That is quite interesting, that decision by the DRC Republic there. So we've seen there in Algeria the curfew that is meant to start today from 3 p.m. So I'm assuming the curfew has already started in Algeria. Perhaps it'll start in an hour. We are ahead with an hour here in East Africa, and until 7 a.m. in the morning. That is very, very stringent. In Kenya here, the curfew starts at 7 p.m. until 5 a.m. So people are able to move around and go about their businesses because you have enough time in the day to do what you need to do, unless you're working at night or you had some businesses at night, and then that will be highly affected. So we see there in Algeria, and this is very important because Algeria right now, I think in Africa, has the 3rd most numbers of infection here in Africa. South Africa is leading, and then Egypt, and then Algeria, and then Morocco, and then other countries follow there. So I think that might help in the curb the spread against the COVID-19 there. So thank you very much. This has been Africa Showdown. Let's meet here tomorrow. There will be a show early at 9 a.m. East Africa time. It's called The Daybreak, where I think I'll be joining Dr. Matsanga or not, but I think I'll be there. And then we shall come back at 11 a.m. For Good Morning Africa. But for right now, I'd like to thank you so much for keeping for taking your time and watching us and for participating in today's show. So I'll take my leave now. Yes.
Thank you very much. Don't forget this. Eat this. Eat more. Wash hands. Wash with soap. And distance, social distance. Thank you very much, viewers.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless.